Hey guys, it's SJ. A massive welcome back to my channel and a huge happy baby name Monday. Every single Monday there's a new baby name list here on my channel, and this is the one you've been waiting for. It is Harry Potter baby names. This has been requested so much, and even though I absolutely love Harry Potter, I've always been scared because I know how much there is such a huge fandom out there, and I don't want to offend anyone and get any facts wrong or anything like that. So I've done my absolute best. I've done so much research. You're going to be hearing some amazing names. You're going to be hearing all about the 4 houses of Hogwarts and all their different character traits, animals associated with them, colours associated with them, and then therefore baby names associated with them. So I hope you really enjoy it. We're going to hear tons of gorgeous names and unusual ones as well. And thank you everyone who joined in the community tab. I will be shouting you out if I use one of your names because I relied on you so much this week. If you love baby names, then don't forget to hit subscribe down below. There's a new name list here on my channel every single Monday. You can go back and watch them all. They're a bit of fun. There's some lovely people here and we all chat down in the comment section below about names we love and stuff like that. So do join in. So J.K. Rowling is, of course, the absolute queen of names. No names were just put in there by accident. She's done so much research and thought into all of her characters' names and the themes behind them. So it's a brilliant, fascinating topic for me to explore a little bit. So I started off, I'm going house by house because that was the request. And let's get started with Ravenclaw. So hashtag Ravenclaw if that is your Hogwarts house. If you want to get sorted into a house before you start, I will pop the link below where you can go and do that. You answer a few questions. I'll tell you at the end what house I am in. Each of the houses of Harry Potter, I'm sure you know them, but there's Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Gryffindor and Slytherin, and they're all named after the 4 founding witches and wizards of Hogwarts. So Ravenclaw was named after Rowena Ravenclaw. So Rowena obviously is a fantastic Harry Potter name. She is known as one of the most amazing witches of her time. She is known for wisdom, so that is a character trait if you are Ravenclaw. But she's also very tragic as well. She has quite a sad story alongside her, which I'll talk about in a little bit. She's known for her wit, her love of learning, her wisdom, and she wore this diadem which was said to grant wisdom to the wearer. Her motto and Ravenclaw's motto is "Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure." So I love that because obviously there's so much wit in the Harry Potter series, isn't there? And this must really sum up a lot of what J.K. Rowling thinks about. So it's like she's got a little bit of all of these in her character, isn't it? Ravenclaw's colours are blue and bronze, and each of the houses has a colour. And funnily enough, they all have a metal, and it's funny that Gryffindor is gold, and it's like it goes down in ranking from best to worst, even though she shouldn't really have a favourite, should she? But they kind of do follow that. So Ravenclaw is bronze. And an eagle is their symbol or their mascot. So funnily enough, a lot of people were questioning why eagle when it's Ravenclaw, why not a raven? And then when the Warner Brothers movie came out, they'd actually changed it into like a black raven. And apparently there was no answers as to why, but it's strange that we question it because Gryffindor's is a lion, and no one says that they should have a lion on their symbol, but it's funny. It's one of those little quirks of Harry Potter world that I know you guys would really like. The first up for Ravenclaws is a girl name and one of my favourite names, and it's the name Sapphy. I've always loved the name Sapphy. I just think it is so pretty. Obviously Sophie's really popular. Sapphy just is a little bit more edgy, and it's a Danish name that means wisdom, so it's absolutely perfect for a Ravenclaw. It was suggested by Emily over on the community tab, and it was a great one. I looked into it. It also has an Arabic meaning which is pure, which I think is lovely meaning as well for a child and really suits the Ravenclaw family as well. It could also be a short form of the name Sapphire, which links back to the blue, which is Ravenclaw's colour, and was suggested by Juliet as a great Ravenclaw name. So Sapphire, shortened to Sapphy, 2 amazing names and are beautiful names. And Sapphy is only at number 2,925 at the moment. There were only 8 baby Sapphys in the UK last year, and it could be perfect for your little Ravenclaw. Next up is the gorgeous name Dara. So it's really unique again, and such a pretty name. There were 12 girls named Dara last year and 24 boys, so it's a bit of a gender neutral one, but I absolutely love it because again it means pearl of wisdom, so kind of a little bit of wisdom. It's a really lovely one, and it's related back to a Hebrew name where Dara was the son of Judah. But there's another side to this name as well. If you look at Aramaic, which is an old ancient language related to Hebrew, it actually meant pearl or marble. I thought that was interesting because looking into Harry Potter, there is a scene where Harry, under his invisibility cloak, sneaks into the Ravenclaw's common room and he sees a marble statue of Rowena Ravenclaw. So she is always in the books now, there present during Harry's school years in this marble form. So another great link back to the Ravenclaw. So Cato for boys, I really like this name again. O names are so popular, and this is such a cool one. I think if you saw it written down or you hear it, it just sounds like a really sweet little modern edgy name. It's an old Latin name from Roman history and it means intelligent and all-knowing. But what's really interesting about this name is in Roman history he was called Cato the Elder, and that was where he was known for living as a Roman diplomat, living in kind of Julius Caesar's time, but obviously elder we know from Harry Potter. So the Elder Wand is obviously said to be the most powerful wand that has ever existed. There's lots of drama about the Elder Wand throughout the Harry Potter series, and it's able to perform feats of magic that nobody can do alone. And it gets a few people into trouble, doesn't it, the Elder Wand? So I thought that Cato the Elder, Cato meaning intelligent and all-knowing, is really perfect for a Ravenclaw. And the last name for Ravenclaw is an unusual one, but it is the name Grey. Grey is another name that I really like, and it has started to get used for girls. It's more popular for boys. It's at number 968 for boys. That's in the whole of the top 1,000 for the UK, so really high up there. And there were only 4 girls named Grey last year, but Ravenclaw has the ghost, the Grey Lady, and the Grey Lady is the ghost of Helena Ravenclaw, who is Rowena Ravenclaw's daughter. She actually was jealous of her mother and stole her diadem of wisdom, and it really broke Rowena's heart. So she sent somebody to go and get her back, and that was the Bloody Baron, who got very jealous of her not obeying him and stabbed him, and now she forever haunts Hogwarts as the ghost known as the Grey Lady, and she is in silence. And it's just a really tragic story of mother-daughter, but very J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter world, isn't it? But yeah, really interesting. So I thought Grey is an interesting name that really links back to the Ravenclaw. I also looked into colour psychology though, and grey means to be neutral or to be very balanced, and I think that really suits Ravenclaw's traits as well. But it also is connected to that depression and sadness, which sums up the Rowena's story. So I think it's an interesting one. What do you think of the name Grey for a little Ravenclaw? So on to Hufflepuffs. Who here is a Hufflepuff? I absolutely love the sound of being a Hufflepuff. It's a lovely house to be sorted into in the Hogwarts world. They are known for being the most inclusive of the 4 houses, so they're very accepting. They were total opposites of Slytherins, who were very pure blood, and they were accepting of everybody into their house, and they really value hard work. So they're known as really hardworking, really dedicated, very loyal, and very fair and very tolerant, which are all absolutely brilliant traits to have. Their colours are yellow and black, and their emblem is a badger. So a badger is a really funny emblem, but it was on Helga Hufflepuff's cup. Helga Hufflepuff's cup with her badger on it became very important to Voldemort, who it became one of his ways in which he stored his soul. So it's a really interesting one with this badger emblem, and lots of you talked about the badger emblem, and it's really cool. I just think that J.K. Rowling's really got interesting stories behind it. And you notice that I say Voldemort with a silent T. That is how apparently it is supposed to be pronounced according to J.K. Rowling. Strangely enough, again, they changed it in the movie and added the T, but the original audiobooks, it still had the silent T. So yes, I've been swanning up on that. Are you a Voldemort or a Voldemort girl? A lot of the Hufflepuffs work in herbology, so they're very down to earth and they're very into that kind of botanical names. Could be an interesting one for Hufflepuff. So you could go with the name Brock. This was recommended a couple of times, thank you, in my community tab. It's at number 1,398, but it's on a massive upward spike, and the name Brock literally means badger. So it's a really interesting one. It's very boyish, very manly, quite earthy though, and outdoorsy Brock. So I think it does really work for a Hufflepuff. So the teacher of herbology when Harry Potter and Hermione and Ron and all the characters that we know are there is Pomona Sprout, and I really like the name Pomona. I really like Paloma, which means dove, but Pomona, like, she was a wood nymph back in mythology. She was the goddess of fruitful abundance. So it's a really interesting name, again, really well thought out by J.K. Rowling. And I just think Pomona isn't one that you would necessarily think automatically like you do with some of the more famous characters from Harry Potter, but it's a gorgeous one, and it's totally unranked at the moment. Ellen Hickey suggested the name Liala for a Hufflepuff because it means loyal in French, and I love the sound of that name. It's one I've not heard, and I love L names. Obviously, Harry's mum is Lily, and that's super popular, but Liala has Lily-esque feel to it, but it's so unique. It's only number 3,583 here in the UK, but I'd love to know if anyone's French, if it is higher ranked over there. And loyal, of course, is very important for Hufflepuff. Funnily enough, I was looking into why this house was called Hufflepuff, and one theory is that because they're such hard workers and such strivers, and you huff and you puff when you're trying to get hard work done, which is quite interesting. And then looking into the French, they've literally translated it as that huff and puff and that work. And magic wand in French is une baguette magique, which I thought was really sweet. So yes, if you are French and you're reading it, and actually the characters have slightly different names around the world as well. So Severus Snape is Severus Rogue in French. So yeah, I got a bit sidetracked by looking into French then. But I really do love the name Liala, and I love all these little facts about Harry Potter as well. Or Claire Warner, you suggested names that mean friend because it's a very important trait again of the Hufflepuff. So some gorgeous names that mean friend. I've done these in a few other videos as well. Things like Darwin, things like Ames, and things like Amity. They're all virtue names or names that mean friend. Ames is nice, again, links to Harry's dad, James. So a really lovely, gorgeous way of looking at a Hufflepuff name. But what I did for you real fans of Harry Potter, because Hufflepuffs are so connected to the earth and they're so connected to herbology, I had a look at all the crazy world of herbs and botanical things that J.K. Rowling has created within the world of Harry Potter and come up with some names connected to those. So how about the name Gill connected to gillyweed? So gillyweed is what Harry takes to make sure he can breathe and swim underwater. It's quite a striking thing in the movie actually, isn't it, when he kind of gets all those gills. But it is a Hebrew name with Spanish origin, which means happiness. So I actually really like the name Gill. It's in a cartoon the kids watch, and I get a bit into it. I'm like, oh, I quite like that. And it's quite cool, little gillyweed there. Gillyweed, you go with that. So Dittany I saw on the herbology list, and I thought that sounds really pretty. It sounds like a name, Dittany, and little Dit is really cute. It's a magical plant used in potion making within Hogwarts, and it's got the powerful healing herb, and it's very restorative, so it makes skin grow over a wound, and you see it a lot throughout the Harry Potter novel. The Dittany is actually a real flower, a real plant. It's got kind of purplish and white flowers, and it's very pretty, so if you are looking for a unique flower name, it suits as well. And funnily enough, there is a single species of Dittany, and it's Dictyminus albus. So isn't that interesting? So yes, maybe that's where Albus Dumbledore all links back. She's very smart, but maybe even J.K. Rowling didn't know that. Or another one is Valerian, and that's a lovely name. It actually means valiant, so again, it really suits the world of Harry Potter. Valerian is an ingredient in treacle fudge. Valerian roots are used in potion making, and they're used in the sleeping draught and the fire breathing potion, and in real life they're connected very much to sleep as well. So just some interesting ones, some herbology names for you from the world of Harry Potter rather than the real world. So next is Slytherin. So Slytherin is known as sort of the darker house within Hogwarts, but are you a Slytherin? There are lots of positive traits to being one. You're known as very cunning, and you're known as very people who will not quit until they get the job done that they want to, and that's a very positive trait. Very ambitious, very shrewd, again, really positive traits, and they've got a very strong sense of self-preservation, so will do anything to protect themselves, but that does sort of extend around their kind of core group a little bit. Slytherins are also known to sort of hesitate before acting, very good at weighing up all the options. So another great character trait if you are a Slytherin. Hands up down below. So obviously Voldemort was a Slytherin as well, but a huge colour theme when it comes to Slytherins of this strong green. So green is absolutely everywhere whenever you're looking at the illustrations of Harry Potter for this group. So Draco is known for his very strong green robes. There's all green lights in their kind of common room when Harry manages to get down there. Green jewels on the locket of Salazar Slytherin, and also the very famous dark mark, Voldemort's dark mark, which is a skull composed of emerald stars with a serpent, and obviously they have the snake as well associated with them. So green colour is perfect for a Slytherin, and there are some gorgeous colour names associated with green. So over on the community tab, is it Angelica? You suggested Emerald as a name, and dual names are really, really popular. So Emerald or Emery are great colour versions for a Slytherin, or Forest, which I thought worked so well because of the Forbidden Forest in the Harry Potter world. It's a beautiful link back to the books and the stories by J.K. Rowling, and I think it's perfect for a Slytherin, and it's a really, really popular name at the moment. Silver is another colour associated with Slytherin, and Sterling I thought really would match you if you're a Slytherin. It's a really popular name at the moment, and it means of high quality or pure. And of course, the bad side of Slytherins were they were very into purebloods, but it really, really works, and it's a cool name, and I think it's a strong one. So looking at names that mean serpent, because of course they have the snake, I had a lovely name, Delinda, which I thought was really nice. Obviously Belinda also means serpent, but Delinda means noble serpent, and I really liked it. I thought it was a bit unusual with the D, and I prefer it a little bit. It sounds a bit more of a modern version if you have a Belinda somewhere in your family. Or Ophion, which is a Greek name meaning a serpent, and again with those strong O's, that's a really, really interesting one. And Phion, it kind of has that kind of Python kind of sound to it, so you can link it a little bit more with serpent, but it's a really, really bang on trend name, and it's not being used at the moment. So other boy names that could suit a Slytherin are names that mean strong ruler, strong leader. Conrad is a great one, which means bold ruler. Enzo is a French name meaning ruler of the home. Quaid, I've not heard this before, and I really liked it. It means ruler of the army, and it's a Gaelic name, so I thought you might really, really like that. Or the name Rollo, which I have heard, that was Henrik's granddad's nickname. He was Roland, and it means powerful Viking ruler, and I really like Rollo. Don't know why we never went with that for a name, but yeah, it's a great one and a really strong boy name and good one for a Slytherin. But one I absolutely loved for you was the name Ebony, and it did come up in the community tab. Ebony of course means sort of dark, and it's a very mysterious name. It's a hugely popular name. There's a YouTuber called Ebony Day, and everyone always talks about her name, how much they love it. But what was really interesting is that looking into the wand making in Harry Potter is really, really, really detailed, and an ebony wand is the most found wand amongst Order of the Phoenix and Death Eaters. So it's a really interesting one for Slytherin. Everyone who is given an ebony wand, apparently you're non-conformist, you're highly individual, you're comfortable with the status of an outsider. They will hold fast to their beliefs and not be swayed lightly from purpose. So once you've been sorted, you can also get like kind of your wand, and that is what an ebony wand means. So ebony is a fantastic, gorgeous name, really suited to the mystery and determination of a Slytherin. Obviously Voldemort's real name, his real name is Tom Mervalo Riddle, which is an anagram of I am Lord Voldemort, so probably why she chose it. But apparently also the name's Marvolo, so Mar means to like inflict or to damage somebody, and Volo means I want. So it was a Shakespeare name as well, Marvolo. It's not being used. Don't know if you'd be brave enough to use it. It's a really interesting one. And I loved the names from his family as well. So we have Merope, who was his mother. And Merope is actually from Greek mythology, and I found it really, really interesting. The two meanings are either with a sparkling face or bee-eater bird. That's so interesting because obviously when Voldemort appears in the books, there's a lot to do with his face looking very kind of disfigured, and it almost is like kind of like a sparkly face, isn't it? And of course, bee-eater bird with Dumbledore's name meaning bumblebee. So interesting. Did she know about this? I don't know. Let's tweet her and see. So last but not least is of course Gryffindor. So Gryffindor is where Harry, Hermione and Ron are all sorted into. It also is J.K. Rowling's house. She is a Gryffindor, and in real life the actress who plays Luna Lovegood is actually a Gryffindor, and so is the actor who plays Draco Malfoy. So Gryffindor is really summed up by the characters of the famous trios who are known for having lots of courage, for being very bold, for being very chivalrous, and for your determination. And so it's a very, very proud house to belong to. And yeah, it really, really sums up Harry and his gang of friends. So door actually means gift in Greek, so Gryffindor kind of translates as the gift of the griffin, but the spelling is also variation of how it is in French, Griffin d'Or, which translates into golden griffin, and their colour is gold. So really interesting, again, so much thought into everything. There's tons of Gryffindor names. I'm going to rattle through them, so I know you'll probably know most about Gryffindors potentially. So you could go with Holly or Phoenix. Those are the two feathers which are in Harry's wand and make amazing names. Obviously Phoenix is hugely associated with Dumbledore. His wand, yes, it's shared, obviously it's cool with Voldemort's wand as well. But I love the idea. Imagine if you had twins called Holly and Phoenix and no one would know. Then you were like, yeah, they're like Harry Potter associated. That would be like the coolest thing ever. Harry's patroness is a stag, so you could go with something deer associated if you really wanted to strongly link to Harry. Hartley is a gorgeous one, which means deer meadow, and I love that for a little girl. I really genuinely love it, or for a boy. Roscoe means deer wood, and again, I always love that name, and I think that stag names and deer names are beautiful and really sum up that bravery and that strength that you have if you're a Gryffindor. So ruby is the stone that represents Gryffindor, so the hourglasses that count the house points, each of those are different gems, and ruby is Gryffindor, associated back to the red. So again, a gorgeous, gorgeous name that is not so well linked to Harry Potter, but you would know about it. And of course Griffin, I can't say it without saying Griffin. It's the number 960 in the UK, and I absolutely love the name Griffin. I have mentioned it before. I think I did a whole video on mythological creature names, which I'll link below. It's probably your kind of thing if you like Harry Potter. But yeah, an amazing name. The eagle and the lion together making the Griffin couldn't be cooler. And thank you to Ellen on the community tab for suggesting the name Emine. I'd not heard this before and I absolutely love it, and it means to be fearless, which is so Gryffindor and courageous, and it's an Arabic name for women, mainly used in Turkey. Again, it's got three major meanings, so it's one who you can trust and believe in, who is fearless and courageous, and as some people say, it also means beautiful. Mine. Isn't that gorgeous? It's such a pretty name, so yeah, thank you for giving us that one. I also love the name Seraphina because Gryffindor is so linked to fire and flames as a huge symbol, and Seraphina means fiery ones, so it's a super cool name for a Gryffindor. Gryffindors are also really good at transfigurations, so transforming. So Hermione is said to be very, very talented. This is one of her major talents. But there's also McGonagall, who is a cat, James, Harry's dad, who is a stag, Sirius Black, who was a Gryffindor actually in a family of Slytherins who could turn into a dog. So little names that kind of mean renewal for that kind of transfiguration magic. And the name Avil means renewal, which I really, really liked. And it's kind of gaining popularity. It's getting back up the roots after it's been out of fashion for ages. Avil, renewal, is a cool one for Harry Potter. Alton is the same. It means renewal, but in a way that it means red dawn. So linking to that red colour, I liked it so much. And Gryffindor's that red, and Alton, red dawn. Just such a cool name. Or Inizio, which is Italian. Inizio, hope I'm pronouncing that right, you can let me know, which means beginning. Or of course, we can't ignore the most famous thing about Harry Potter, his lightning scar. So you could go with something that really brings that to life, like Bolt is of course a very obvious meaning of lightning, or Barack, like Barack Obama. That also means lightning, so super, super cool names. For girls, Caitlin had some gorgeous ideas. I loved her name, Otway, which means beautiful heroine, Otway. Isn't that amazing? I'd never heard of that, and I think it is absolutely stunning. So thank you so much, Caitlin, for suggesting that. Or Sarah, who suggested Orla, which is one of the most popular names. It's so worthy of it because it's so gorgeous, and it means golden princess, so really suits the Gryffindor logo as well, and that association with gold. So Orla or Otway. Aren't those gorgeous names? Thanks, guys. Hermione, of course, is the most famous Gryffindor girl, and the name Hermione, as I said, was one I was always mispronouncing. It's actually from Greek mythology and derives from Hermes. Hermione is the female form of Hermes, who is the messenger god, and because Hermione acts as that kind of messenger all the time, isn't she? She's the plant, she's always giving them the advice, she's helping them get to the next stage. It really suits her character in the book. Or Ron, you know, Ron, that name is a little bit nerdy name, and I love the fact that she's chosen these outsiders and brought them to the forefront. Of course, that's why everyone relates to Harry Potter, but actually it's from the old Norse name meaning ruler and meaning decision maker. So, and it's back with a bang. Ronnie is now in the top 15. So if you want to associate back to Ron and go with Ronnie and nickname him Ron, and always know you've got that Harry Potter association, then you could do. So I hope you found some names that you love. I hope you enjoyed having a little bit of a geek fest and Harry Potter fest and enjoying all the names I came up with. I worked really hard on research because it's not my absolute specialist subject, so I'm sure you guys can fill in so many blanks below, and do use the comment section to chat to each other and go wild with Harry Potter baby names. I will do a second edition if you guys enjoyed this, and keep going because there was so much fascinating knowledge around the baby names, maybe looking into more the characters' names versus their names that suit the houses. But thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you are brand new. It means so much to me to grow my channel here and to grow us lot together, and we can just chat about names all the time. And I will see you very soon in my next video. If you want to choose the topic for that video, then pop one in the comment section below. Whichever one gets the most likes will be up next. Thanks guys, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.